everybody! Welcome to A Case of the Jills. Happy holidays! Have you been having a good time so far? I hope so. I'm making this very quick video for you today, which has three major components. One is a suggestion, two is a recommendation, and three is a gift. All right, let's get the slightly negative one out of the way first. The first one is a suggestion. So I want to tell you a little bit about what the holidays used to be for me. When I was training at a very high level, meaning very high volume, I kind of had this funny way of adding in extra mileage around the holiday time. To be totally honest with you, my reasons for adding mileage might not be what you think. I'm not really what you would call a classic overeater around the holiday time. Holiday food is not such a big deal to me, and as a person who has celiac disease, there's certain things I can't eat anyway, so holidays don't necessarily mean overeating to me. That would be easy, right? Instead, the reason why I used to add mileage was a little more insidious. My anxiety around the holidays would lead me to utilize my favorite coping mechanism, which was running. I had a lot of anxiety about being around family and friends, going to parties, being social. I consider myself more of an introvert. I know you wouldn't think that by watching me on YouTube, but that's actually the truth. And so anytime I had to do something festive, it would really make me nervous. Of course, this was all part of what I was going through with kind of having a negative self-image, or let's say a very insecure self-image. Parties and social situations, especially holidays, would really put me into a tailspin sometimes. So to cope, I would go out and run these crazy long runs. It seemed that after a while I had it down to a science. It was like, oh, okay, mom's birthday party, which my mom's birthday was yesterday, December 21st. So there's always like a mom's birthday party somewhere in the mix. Mom's birthday party, that's like 12 to 15 miles. Oh, Christmas Eve at Auntie's house, ooh, that's a good 20 to 22. I'm not kidding, it was like my way of sort of managing the holiday stress. Some people drink more, some people, I don't know, they go shopping, I don't know what they do, but for me it was always about adding mileage. I even went so far as to schedule a marathon fun run with some friends of mine when I lived in Boston. A few hardy souls were brave enough to join me and Maro on Christmas Day a few years back. We did a 13-mile out and back along the Charles River from where I was living all the way out to the Museum of Science and back, and yes, it was fun, but it really wasn't the best way to celebrate Christmas Day in retrospect. I probably should have been with my family, but we learn, right? So I just wanted to let you know that there are many reasons why people increase their training right around the holidays. Of course, there's the whole holiday indulgences nonsense where people feel that they need to ramp up their training to compensate for eating or celebrating more. Then there's the other side. There's people like me who utilize the training to cope with the anxiety of the holidays. I'm sure there's a million and one other reasons. I just am mentioning this to you today so that you are mindful of the fact that compensating for anything that you're doing, whether it's anxiety or calories or whatever, by going out there and beating the crap out of yourself isn't really the best thing to do. Just be mindful, okay? Don't come out of the holiday season more beat up physically and mentally than you need to be. Holidays are supposed to be a time for rest and relaxation, spending time with family and friends, potentially trying to be thoughtful about the new year and all the things that that brings. Try to resist the temptation to amp up your training or your mileage at this time of year. It might feel like it's helping you process things in the moment, but is it really? Let's head into the new year being mindful of the bad habits and bad decisions that we make and try not to repeat them. Okay, no preaching, just a thought. Second part of today's video is the recommendation. If you follow me on social media, you'll know that I had the unbelievable opportunity to meet with Rachael Steil. She is the author of the book Running in Silence. Rachael is a former All-American runner who suffered through many different phases of eating disorder. She is incredibly brave enough to write about her story in the book Running in Silence. I met her last week when she passed through Rhode Island. We had lunch together, and then I went to go see her speak at the University of Rhode Island. The day before I met her, I read her entire book in like 24 hours. It is so good. She talks about her struggles with eating disorder from anorexia to orthorexia. She was doing raw food for a while and a bunch of other iterations of weird diets, all the way through to binge eating. What I think is unique and special about this book, especially for athletes, is that we're able to understand her mindset, her desire for success, all the things that she was thinking and telling herself through this whole process. There's so much in this book that may resonate with you. One of the things about Rachael is that she's so smart that she was able to convince herself that one thing or another was going to really further her career in running. She was so dedicated. She was willing to do anything. I just want to read to you one little quote from her book. In this particular part of the book, she had gone to a raw food potluck dinner, and not surprisingly, she leaves feeling totally empty and unsatiated. My appetite, something I had pushed down for so long, crept in heavily. I wasn't supposed to feel satisfied. I wasn't supposed to enjoy fullness. It was wrong, my downfall, my disorder, the broken part of me I had vowed to conquer. I feared my own body because I knew it could take over if I didn't gain control again, if I let myself go like this too often. It delves into her relationship with her parents, her coach, her friends. And what I didn't know about the book before I started reading it is that it functions also as a part sort of journal/workbook experience for the reader. There are thought-provoking questions at the end of each chapter that you can use to sort of walk yourself through your own journey. I'm gonna leave a link below to where you can get the book. It's on Amazon and pretty much everywhere else you can find books. She is lovely, 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 and I really do hope that you read her book. I want to also announce that next Thursday, which is December 28th at 3 p.m., I am going to be doing my first YouTube Live. So that's 3 p.m. Eastern Time, which makes it noon on the West Coast and about 9 p.m. in Europe if you're watching from there. This is going to be an AMA, Q&A, and whatever else. You can ask me any question about anything. You can ask me about amenorrhea, overtraining syndrome. You can even ask me personal questions about myself. I will answer as much as I possibly can. I'm going to be doing the live video from, I guess, between 30 and 45 minutes. If it's me and the crickets and like my dog, then I will probably close it out early. But if you're on and you're asking questions and we can keep it going, I'll stay on as long as possible. If you cannot come join us live that day and participate in the chat, please leave your questions for me on Instagram, on Facebook. You can leave them below here on this video, and you can also email me at caseofthejills@gmail.com. Okay, finally, let's get to the best part. My gift to you is that right now, which is, I don't even know what time it is, it's Friday afternoon. From right now all the way through till midnight on December 26th, you can get my ebook of frequently asked questions for 50% off on the website. The 50% off sale will only last for a few days, so I do hope you take advantage and head over to acaseofthejills.com, go to the store, and you will see the big sale sign right there on the ebook. Remember that the ebook of frequently asked questions has over 50 questions that I've answered. The questions came from you about 1,000,001 different things having to do with amenorrhea and overtraining syndrome and my experiences. And finally, I just want to say happy holidays to you. I cannot believe it just started snowing right at this very minute. I could not make that up. Seriously, I hope that you have a wonderful holiday with your family and friends. Thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you so much for watching today. Go out and get Rachel's book. Go out and get my book, and I will see you again soon.